Let's see that again. I need this, because you definitely know when the pixie dust is on your head. Yeah, definitely saw it.
Oh no, that's gonna be painful. And now we've got the attempt though, this Elder Dragon Rush, and this could be really good.
They never expected a solo it after your support was just killed and you're in a 5v4 situation. Someday, with the triple mountains is doing so much damage to him, Bjergsen might find him. Is he gonna go in there?
Oh, he doesn't see it just yet. Time's gonna run out. It's gonna be the Elder Dragon picked up in a 4v5. Over the wall they go. They might lose an inhibitor, but not even that. Broken Blade's gonna back up before the team shows up. That's huge. I would take that trade every time.
Classic Galaxy Brain from North America's shot caller Afromu. Sits on the ward, dies to the LeBlanc, only to set up a play here for Someday to solo Dragon. Now though,
this gets tight. 2 minutes on the Elder Dragon buff, and I feel like any team fight is won because of that burn. So 100 Thieves should just force around this Baron. Take any battle they'll give you, and you probably win it. The game is slipping away. You have to play a little bit desperately here. They're going to try right now, and they know they do good damage. Acadian has Smite, he has Flash, he has Zolt.
Smites almost don't even matter when this much damage is dealt to Baron per chunk. With all these mountains magnified by Elder, they're going for the placement!
And they're gonna try this one. 3 doesn't help. Gonna get over the wall. And it's picked up this time by Anda. But look at the half of the base. Look at the siege in the bottom corner. They're gonna try to get the recalls off with Baron. They might be able to pull back 1 or 2, but the minions are there. The turrets are falling, and it's this time around. TSM must run away. The flash chase. Bang is gonna try, but cannot get Zen just yet. He was burning. They're still trying. The ult is there, but the Iceborne Gauntlet will slow him down. TSM will get a turret. They get the inhibitor, but the objectives, the neutrals, they go to 100 Thieves.
I'm liking the split push games today, Freak. Once again, one team trying to chip away at the other team's base while the objective is being taken, but with the Baron-empowered recalls, when 100 Thieves get back for defense, they chase TSM off of the base, and it is 1 inhibitor each. Now, TSM's inhibitor respawns in 30 seconds here in the mid lane, yet they'll retain super minions in the bottom lane. The main thing they have to deal with is this powerful team fight of the 5-on-5 composition backed by double big buffs here. Elder Dragon as well as Baron.
The timer is desynced enough that 100 Thieves will not get they will not have Baron buff on when the second Elder spawns. They can't play around that buff's timing. They have to use the buffs they have now to push their champions up and get more done. That's going to be 1 turret gone. 20 seconds of global double
There's
buff.
no defense here. This thing is going to melt like paper. Baron buff and Elder Dragon, that thing is gone.
Turret's definitely gone. You don't fight for the inhib if the turret's gone as well, especially with his buffs on, but you do have LeBlanc kind of sitting on the flank. Damage hurts Soligo, but not pushing him off. They gotta get those hits in, but they don't finish the inhibitor. Despite the buffs, they're actually pushed back by TSM. Elder Dragon timer now ending, but they should have 2 more auto attacks as needed. There we go, Bang knocks that one down. Will there be a second fight though? Money in the pockets. Mid inhibitor, of course, laid open as well. Someday, gonna jump over the wall and waiting for the fight. Will there be one? Acadian winning in the wings. Second inhib will drop. TSM gonna give this one away, and still a minute and a half on the Baron buff. Do you fight against it, or do you wait and simply wave clear and farm inside your own base? 100 Thieves splitting up a little bit. Somebody's sitting in the brush, waiting. Ezreal gonna spot them.
Bang 50%, no flash on the Sivir either. Does have heal.
Blade trying to be scary, slowed down though, he's fine.
2 inhibitors taken in that swipe from 100 Thieves though. Huge, huge objective.
Okay, just some damage knocked on the Banshee's Veil for the pending fight. Still a minute on Baron. Both bottom inhibitors are dead, so they're gonna match waves regardless. The only difference is mid.
They need to get to that top side of the map. If you Baron buff up that giant minion wave, they got 50 seconds to get this double stacked wave into the base. Supers are going down both other lanes. 100 Thieves just need to all group as 5 and take this slowly.
40 seconds, and TSM cannot give up triple inhib or they will lose the Elder Dragon and lose the game. They have to fight for this, I feel like. In the front line Someday, Bjergsen and Acadian waiting for a backlaner to kill the turret at 5 HP. That's going to go down, and Broken Blade isn't really in. Damage on half move, but no one killed in the backline. Soligo finds a stun towards Bjergsen. Here's Nocturnal. They're going to go for some kind of kills. They've dived towards Smoothie. No one's dead just yet, and Bang is safe. Waiting for the ricochets. Not going to drop. There's a nice stun, though. They might fight Anda. They're going to get the shutdown. 5v4. The floodgates are open. Damage, but not a kill onto Bjergsen. And the chase might continue. Will they find a way to knock down 100 Thieves? Broken Blade in the front line, trading with Sunday's ultimate. Acadian, Spell Shield's gonna be fine. He's okay, and Sven finds a slow. The flash, but a nice chomp by Smoothie. It's still a 5v4, and out goes the Aatrox. Will there be another re-engage? That answer is no. It will be defense right now. The inhibitor still alive in the Dragon in 1.5 minutes.
Bjergsen went back to try and clear out the minions that were on the Nexus turn. That's why Someday turned it around to try and attack them with Aatrox. Doesn't get the knockup on that first long Q though, and they don't chase anyone down. TSM barely hold on to one inhibitor.
And take a look at the map state. Elder respawns when the inhib does, but not for TSM. Well, watch that fight again.
All right, Bjergsen on the top side, flanking in. They've used the Nocturne ultimate to cover this. And you can see during the Nocturne ultimate, there's a very big split here from 100 Thieves, leaving Onda on the Jarvan very deep in TSM territory. TSM not overextending. They don't lose any member in that threat on the side, but 100 Thieves still very happy about the state of the map.
Yep.
Top inhibitor is open, bot and mid both still down for a good duration.
And specifically, 100 Thieves bot inhib respawns when the Elder Dragon does. So a Dragon Dance will just give them map control. The chance at maybe pushing in for the base or simply forcing a wave clear out of TSM, this still should look good unless the next minute and a half is a standstill. TSM wave clears and can play the map on an equal state.
All right, can they do it? So many lines of super minions to clear out to buy enough time for that respawn. Bjergsen and Someday both stake claim in their respective brush.
Oh, he's gonna jump in. He's got the chain. They've got Nocturne.
Whoa.
They've got the kill. That was huge. And it's a 5v4. Will there be a re-engage? They've got Someday kind of picked off. They find that first stun. Broken Blade diving forward, and the Elder Dragon is alive. But the minions will push in the favor for 100 Thieves, mid and bot. So again, a bait, a long time duration stop will help with map control. 4v5 to stop this Elder Dragon. Smite up for Anda.
Bjergsen's going around.
Good damage. Chunks Someday to half HP. Dragon resets once, still at 10,000 health.
TSM don't have time. Look at those super minions. They're headed towards the base.
100 Thieves have the options. They're going to send
They have the
Someday
force.
towards mid. It's got to be a force. We know Anda's going to wait around with Aftermoon to try to go for the steal, but Broken Blade is pushing him out. Can he find the flag and drag? He's not going to get it. It's going to Acadian, but this will still be a kill. And they're walking into mid. Bjergsen must stop them now. They've got minions on two sides. Can they kill the turret in time? They might stop the TPs. They only get one. 2-on-2, but the Elder Dragon will help TSM fight. They have found Bang. They will try to kill him. They get the stun, the fear, and the Guardian Angel. And it's time for round two. Here's the Q. The spell shield buys a second, but not more than that. There's the shutdown. Aftermoo running in supportal combat. He'll get away, but TSM have control.
All right, they've navigated the first big test, Freak, but Baron is the final of this test. This is still on the field. 100 Thieves still have triple mountains, and TSM are still trying to clear all these super minions out. The inhibitors are only respawning right now.
Someday, the only guy with teleport, he cannot bring his teammates with him like we saw earlier in Korea this
Well, they're
week.
actually burning it down.
Instead, it's this Baron rushdown. Anda is still dead, and Someday's a bit far away, but Sven takes some shots. They've got to be careful. They know that Soligo has damage. Inhibs are back up. Here comes a team fight. Here comes a TP. A 5-on-4 as Anda is not here, and is being burned down. There is no smite. That is an easy pickup right there. Spoiler alert, it goes to Acadian. Several smites to him now. TSM in control, assuredly now.
Oh my goodness, TSM get both big neutral objectives off of the map, being down 2 inhibitors and still saving their top.
As the minions are cleared, TSM have a very big power play. 45 seconds on double buff, another 2 minutes past that with just the Baron. Now they do have injured Nexus turrets, but the inhibitors are there to give them a bit of a buffer. It will be hard to backdoor TSM's whole base. You can see how much control 100 Thieves had, 5,500, and it's been slipping away, steadily going TSM's favor for a while.
Yeah, TSM just navigated the most deadly point in the game. So incredibly scary when you've got those super minions. There's just no time to work with. You have to make your decision and commit to it. They're able to get it. They tried to chase Anda off. Acadian hitting clutch smites in this game.
Yeah.
Secure them some objectives have got them back into it.
Yeah, I think probably won this game if he did not steal that first Baron away. How the rest of this played out, that probably would have been enough to have knocked down the Nexus earlier. That's definitely a big one here. Now TSM playing with the lead. Dragon buff is gone. 2 minutes on Baron, but the minion waves are starting to get into position. Nocturne in mid, the rest of the squad near the bot lane. Open inhibitor, this is likely to drop. 100 Thieves, can they fight for it? Sivir can wave through, that will help, but these minions pretty tanky against champion damage. It's slow to kill them. And the wave still pushes forward. And we wait as Nocturne still sits in mid. He can always ult into the fight, so he's happy to play this. Goes for the knockup. Nice ult comes through for Anda, but Saban back is Smoothie. Not a problem there. And it's not anything at all. It's going to be Someday not finding his way in. He's instead the Guardian Angel down. Goes for revive, almost shut down Pup, sealed a little bit afterwards. Look now at Anda. Not quite the chain, but still a lot of damage. That's going to be the open inhibitor. That's going to be TSM taking control of the base, knocking down that bottom lane.
Yep, that one's going to be dead, and they're also rotating up to mid to finish off that turret. Inhibitor number 2 in their sights.
100 Thieves have healed, but it's going to be enough time for TSM to back right out, sit on their 6,000 gold lead, knock down 2 inhibs, and play for that Elder when it respawns.
What a reversal of fortune we've seen here in this game.
Well, that's risky. That's risky. He knows he has E, but still, there's always a chance something goes wrong.
Yeah, and when you're in a almost 50-minute game,
You lose the game if you respawn that
those
late.
type of moments get everybody's heart beating. These are the moments when we're facing these huge calls of the team. Do we back? Do we go for Baron? Do we go for Elder Dragon? Super minions are knocking at the door.
Yep.
Where it really tests that communication and it tests your conviction in following these calls.
One thing I must point out is Bang's build, Phantom Dancer, does not stack alongside that Molotov Mortius. You should change that into something else for more damage.
Both lifelines.
They're both lifelines, but now we've got to fight towards Broken Blade. A flash for Someday, trying to E over the wall, still hit by Bjergsen though. No GA, no ult! And that pick means so much at 50 minutes. 5v4, 2 dead inhibitors. No neutrals up, it's only the base to target.
This has to be TSM moving straight down mid. Oh, they're actually sending Nocturne up top to get those minions?
They're playing the long con, I suppose. They know they have a full minute to play with. A full minute to knock down what they want.
Oof.
They're pushing in mid.
All right, they're gonna play the slow game there. Push on the top side while keeping pressure at the Nexus turret.
I think this is actually right. I mean, without Baron buff, that wave always gets one shot by Sivir. It always gets one shot by Sivir, so they're saying, okay,
very true.
we've still got 35 seconds. He's pushing as fast as he can. The minions are running as quickly as they possibly can. We'll go for the top inhib at the very tail end of the respawn. 28 seconds now on Aatrox. Triple inhib, though, nearly guarantees the second Elder Dragon for TSM. 50 minutes in.
TSM should be able to finish up this turret before Someday revives on the Aatrox.
15 seconds, and there they are. 5v4, turrets given. 10 seconds, inhib should be given away as well. 5v4, you do not fight for. Triple inhibitor now favors TSM, and it will remain that way through both Elder and Baron spawning. And now they push on. They know Elder's in 15 seconds. They know the minions will be their 6th man to keep map control and vision. You see them as they come through the lanes. A couple of wards help TSM see them as they come through the river. And the jungle. Sven actually somewhat spotted by this, actually. He knows he walked by. Yep, that's the kind of damage you can deal. Drops off the Banshee's Veil.
All right, Dragon started up here. Acadian going to be able to DPS this one down. 100 Thieves are pinned in their base, so there's nothing they can do about it. This is mostly so TSM can deny it for any possible 100 Thieves take, but what a second Elder Dragon actually, even with one Elemental Drake, is significant.
Yeah.
We've actually been in this game. This is now the longest LCS game of this split. A second Elder Dragon is taken by TSM. And after this reset, you've got to believe. Well, actually, Baron's coming up next. 40 seconds for it.
Yep. They're going to overlap pretty easily. They don't have to go for both, but I think they probably will. There's nothing else to wait for. You might as well take both objectives and make it happen. You've got about a minute and a half of double buffs across the whole team. Several hundred damage in the burn. Each dragon you kill, including Elder, does count towards the stack. That's why I say it's a 5-stack Elder when there's 4 elementals. It's a 3-stack double Elder on the TSM side. And we wait to see. It's Bjergsen finding some damage, and Sunday's at half, and he's even got Ma. He's got MR items, and that's the kind of damage he deals.
This LeBlanc, Bjergsen, time and time again, huge burst damage, coming up, making big plays for TSM. There's nothing on 100 Thieves that's really point and click CC to keep him in place. We've seen Soligo on the Syndra try and land his stuns. You know, Aphromoo on the Alistar tries to get a combo, but Bjergsen has been so slippery. TSM will get the Baron, so they will come knocking at the door. All inhibitors down, Elder Dragon buff on, Baron buff on, looking to take the victory.
Oh, and I forgot Elder Dragon buff lasts twice as long the second time around, so you've got a full 3.5 minutes of the strongest comparatively you will be on TSM. This is the window to close the game out. This is everything you could ever get in this game. And they're going now through the top lane. Both sets of inhibs are down still. 25 on bot, 30 on mid, but they can just simply push through here as the whole team separates. They find the knockup, though. They found an opening and a broken blade, and they will knock down the Guardian Angel, but wait, the base is under fire. They've got to re-engage topside. The turret a little bit low, broken blade back up, looking for the fight, but not killing the frontliner just yet. They find another knockup, though. Riven's got to get right back out, and the inhibitors are respawning. 5 seconds on bot, 10 on mid, and TSM can wait. They can get it next time around. The second wave is buffed up. Broken blade can TP back into bot lane, and he will do so.
All right,
Waiting now to knock down this next turret. One auto from Ezreal would kill it. Not in range just yet, but the minions do all the work anyway. Inhibitors gonna be dropping the Nexus, an easy target as well. Aphromoo is burning, and it's a 5v5, but barely, as two of them are so low, they can barely stand on their own 2 legs. Broken blade in the front line, and a bit low. Sven feels healthy. That's the ulti down out of the Aatrox. The push continues. The buffs are still on. This could be the fight to end it right now. The ult for Nocturne out of the Nexus. They don't even need champions. TSM gonna win.
Woo, TSM with the comeback.
Yeah.
The early game was all 100 Thieves favored. Cadian comes up with a big Baron Steel Smite, multiple Barons after that, and Elder Dragons after that. TSM finally end the game.
Yes.
With no defense left from 100 Thieves, taking everything in the base, everything on the map.
TSM are now 2 games behind second place, but they do lose the head-to-head to Cloud9. They must make up 3 games in order to take that bye. On the 100 Thieves side, though, they are now alone in last place at 4-9. And just like their loss last Sunday, where they just gave up the base, no one died when the Nexus died. TSM walked past them and killed their Nexus, and 100 Thieves did nothing to stop them. This feels like they're still giving up a lot of control. They threw away their mid-game as well. I want to see them still find something to turn their season around, because it is still going downhill. But either way, to break down how that game finished, let's send it over to the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Thank you very much, Freak. You said it pretty well there. TSM kind of just ran past 100 Thieves at the end of the game to finish it off with no deaths before the Nexus falls. But continued struggles for this 100 Thieves squad as they bring in the sub in the mid lane up against Bjergsen, of all people, to debut against. But whereas C9 got a comeback victory against TSM just last week, it was TSM's turn this time around to dig a hole and then find their way out.
Well, it looks like 100 Thieves is just doing the opposite of Thieves and just being very generous and giving away so many things to the opposing
100
team.
charities.
Yeah, at first they took it from them because they got a huge lead, and then they gave it back because this was like as good of a start as you could hope for. The top lane, I mean, every time I watch TSM have 2v2s in the top lane or anything like that, I feel like they always lose them. There was a flash randomly from Acadian, and then he spell shield as opposed to just spell shielding and saving his flash. You also potentially could have Broken Blade flash in. I felt like there were a lot of ways to play that differently, and they just picked the worst ones, and Acadian dies. And it was from there a big snowball where somebody ends up like 4,000
up
individually ahead.
With 3 Mountain Drakes, like literally primo win condition right there.
Yeah. And we'll get to some of those Baron shenanigans in a moment, but I also want to take a look at the mid lane, because after that top lane kill, a lot of the focus was transitioned towards the mid lane. Pressure being put on from all sides here on Saligo in his debut against Bjergsen.
Right, and obviously the TSM plan is very clear, right? There's a new sub coming in, he hasn't played an LCS before, we have a Blanc Nocturne. Let's camp the heck out of this guy and beat him up, right? But I don't really know what Smoothie is doing here, honestly. He started the downfall of TSM's mid lane here, just because, well, what are you really doing there as a context, you know? Like, I would be question mark pinging my support right now if this was a solo queue game, to be honest. And then you gotta cut your losses, guys. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, Onda, good job, all things considered, being in the right place at kind of at the right time to counter a lot of these plays, but it felt like it was equal parts TSM mistakes to good counters as well from 100 Thieves.
Right.
It just continued in the mid.
Saligo actually played really well in the lane phase. Like, he was staying even CS despite all the pressure on him. Like, when you don't have Flash versus Blanc Nocturne, it's super scary. So he played these fights well, and he got an advantage for his team, despite being camped.
Did ult the wrong clone, but hey, panic button as he was getting dove on. I can understand it. And his team collapsed and played around, you know, a pretty obvious win condition, I'd say, from TSM pretty well.
But of course, as we mentioned, that was a look at how 100 Thieves built their lead. Up over 4K, picked up those 3 Mountain Drakes. You've got a substantial gold lead on your split push Aatrox. You have the tools, the dragons necessary to set up around the global objective in the Baron. But that's the step that didn't ever really seem to come to fruition. And Hai, I want to turn to you around how it is that a team should set up around the Baron and what 100 Thieves was missing in that case.
Right, so you can look at the street play and see a few holes in the vision in Red Forest, right? First off, Jarvan shouldn't be trying to flank LeBlanc. Just come in lane with the Syndra, push out the wave together, and then go into the forest. You don't really want to take that 2v2 in the first place. And in the case Syndra can't be top, just send your Sivir top instead. There's no way LeBlanc beats Sivir, and Syndra can push out mid together. So all you need to do is get your waves pushing, put a ward in each lane, and then ward up the Red Force and figure out who can do that on the
And
team.
you know what? That really, I think, highlights exactly what 100 Thieves' problem is. Like, they're playing so reactive. Instead of looking, how can we use our advantages to further win the game? It's, well, what do we know TSM's trying to do? They're trying to go on Syndra. Let's try to bait around and then have them jump us, and then we can counterattack. As opposed to, let's set up the play that we can go for the dive, that we can go for the Baron, we can go set up the assertive play. And they didn't do that.
I mean, it was just insane for how long TSM had Baron vision. It felt like for 6 minutes they were in these kind of setups, up a ton of gold, but actually down pressure in the game. Like Someday was not actually doing anything with that 4K lead that was so big. And it led to a situation where it was so obvious that it was going to come down to a 50-50 Baron.
You called it out. 3 minutes before this happens, Mark goes, I'll tell you how the game ends. It's going to be a Baron for
Second game in a row, the team doing the Baron stops it in combo range. You don't stop it at 2K. Yeah, they can't smite from there, but they have burst mages. So of course, LeBlanc hops the wall as Nocturne goes in. You can potentially push the Syndra back with the Sivir. You can have the Alistar Hex Flash over the wall in the Nocturne. You have so many ways to prepare for that, and leaving the pit at 2K health is not the answer. That's not it, Chief.
There's so many different ways they could have done that too. I don't know why everyone on their team is scared of the Ursa. And like, yes, I understand it's LeBlanc, but you have a strong Sivir, a strong Syndra. Just walk into the Baron pit, and if they walk up, hit them when they come in and or punt them out. Like, they win that fight. I don't know if they care that much about their KDA or they don't know the extent of their champion, but you can literally just 4-man into the Baron pit, hide at the edge of it, they walk up, you just kill them, and or just punt the Nocturne away. Like, that should be a free Baron.
I mean, I can't help but wonder that it's got to be some communication error. You brought in a lot of new players, a lot of language issues as well. You've got a support that has to speak English and somehow understand Korean, trying to communicate with all these new parts. I can't imagine they have a lot of experience with the new mid laner. And then who's going to take the responsibility for making that play? It should be coming from an individual that has leadership, but if you kind of lost confidence in yourself and in communicating that to your team, it's just going to all go downhill to the worst play every single time.
Yep, so, you know, a kind of poorly set up Baron on the side of 100 Thieves, great capitalization and, you know, wherewithal in the moment to know, hey, they've put it in combo range, so let's commit, let's go over the wall, let's secure that. That's not where the game ended, though. You did call that that's how the game would end, but then we had like...
It did go longer than I thought.
It went a little longer than we thought. We had like 17 more skirmishes and fights, multiple Elder Dragons, multiple Barons, and then ultimately TSM comes out with it on top. But I do want to take a look at is this the right one? Or did we already watch this one?
I think we watched it.
Oh, we already watched that one. Boom. See,
We can
that's
stop
how many there were.
If
I was
you
like,
want-
yeah, let's watch the next Baron steal.
If you want, we can stop talking about this game. Because if you want me to, I can rant about the builds. I can rant.
Rant!
Well,
Baby rant!
We should give some credit to TSM for
Yes.
playing that well. Despite Broken Blade falling super far behind, you still saw him taking these 1v1s against Aatrox, coming out ahead, Bjergsen's flip pushing on the side wave, and making a lot of pressure that way. Like, despite them falling behind, they played that well. Should they have been in that position? Probably not, but since they were, they took advantage.
You know, I was looking at Ziggs at the end of that match and thinking, as a coach, where would you put yourself? Do you bust out the whip or do you congratulate at that point, right? You're like,
What do you do? What do you do?
Right? Like,
I think they got punished enough,
Right?
right? Like, they had experience playing that game. I think that was punishment enough. At that point, you just have to reward the players.
I mean, this was the team that we were touting as the only other one capable of challenging C9 and Team Liquid. They've already taken one win off Team Liquid. They have that 0-2 against C9. But showing a little bit of an ability to come back. I think that is an important skill to have. Not a position you want to be in,
But something you have to know how to do.
but something you have to know how to do, and they showed it to us here today. We have Game 4 right around the corner. Clutch Gaming and FlyQuest. They face off when we return.
Double kill.
The CC gonna keep chaining together, gets the shield, jumps over the wall, the chase in, and dunks him in and picks up that kill. Reinforcements behind him. And they're gonna find the knockup. The dunk as well is gonna try to buy some time. Gonna jump away, can't do it. And 100 Thieves, are they willing to risk it? They're gonna try out Canadian! He does indeed get it!
5 on maker.
Even though.
Okay, no flash, no flash, no flash, no flash. No flash, no flash.
Nice.
He's both in the game, man.
Nice. Okay.
A flash for Sunday, trying to E over the wall, so hit by Bjergsen though. No GA, no wall! The buffs are still on. This could be the fight to end it right now. The ult for Nocturne, onto the Nexus. They don't even need champions. TSM gonna win.
Welcome back to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. In Team Liquid's battle against Optic Gaming, an assault on the mid lane with the Rift Herald resulted in Crown taking one for the team from safely behind the Tier 2 tower. As the Herald starts on the minion wave, Xmithie locks Crown Zoe in with his ultimate. After taking a beating, Crown flashes out and sneaks behind the nearby tower, but not far enough to prevent Jensen from diving in to secure the kill set up by his jungler.
The suit hunts in the manner I choose.
Double kill.
Welcome back to the LCS for game number 4. It's Clutch Gaming going up against FlyQuest. My name is Clayton Captain Flowers Reigns, joined by the #1 Kale on the server. Citation perhaps needed. It's Isaac Azale coming Bentley.
Yeah, definitely gonna need some fact checks on that one.
I mean, you had some questionable KDAs the other day, but there were some good ones in there too. But for now, let's go ahead and look at the starting roster. Selecting the blue side, it's Clutch Gaming. They've got Huni in the top lane, Lyra in the jungle, Demonte at mid, Piglet and Vulcan bot lane and support, Coach McScrag.
Facing them on the red side today is gonna be FlyQuest. In the top lane, Viper. In the jungle, Santorin. Mid laner, Pobelter. Bot and support gonna be Wild Turtle and JJ with coaches Invert and Cot.
Now, despite where they're at in the standings, you can't discount the strides Clutch Gaming have made at defining their style.
Exactly. They're playing kind of these triple threat comps, a lot of flex picks that they're drafting, and it's hard to actually play against that. You can see Huni's best champion has been Cassio, and Piglet on Aurelia. They've used that combination twice to pick up a couple wins. They did go 1-1 last week, but you have to say that their game against 100 Thieves was a pretty huge throw and could kind of be hiding some of their bigger opponents.
And one team that was on everybody's radar but has since fallen on some hard times is FlyQuest, who, remember, came out the gate swinging earlier on this split, but are currently trying to break a 4-game loss.
Yeah, and what they've got going for them is they've absolutely figured out their style, right? They're hard committed to this split push for Viper. He has been playing a lot of that, trying to get side lane advantages, trying to kind of create openings through that. And their loss streak still has them in fourth. So if they can break through and turn this around a little bit, a spot in playoffs is still theirs for the tank.
And we are getting to the point now where we're, very close to the end of the regular season. There's not a lot of time left to be really saying, okay, this is how we're going to perfect these strategies. Here's where we're going to make up for those weaknesses. Don't have the opportunity to have throwaway games as much anymore, especially with the state of everything. We talked about the big clump of teams. All the remaining 4 teams we're going to see still yet to play today are either 4-8 or 5-7. That's 1 game apart or dead even with each other. Makes it that much more important to find every win you can.
Yeah, it really does. FlyQuest, it wasn't too long ago, a couple weeks back, we were asking, well, are they the second best team in the league? You know, they were doing really well. They played Cloud9, they lost that, and then it was kind of, okay, well, they're not the second best. Are they the third best? And they lost to TSM. And then they have gone on this big losing streak, and it's kind of hard to know when that slide is going to stop. Because back then, it was Clutch, sitting kind of securely in last place, and FlyQuest looking very, very strong, but this could have them tied in the standings today.